Hey, Satanico here once again for Godlovescomics. And as you can see, we are reading today the 20th anniversary sampler of Hellboy. Even though this cover is by Mike Mignola from 2013, so that means that we must be celebrating about the 25th or 26th anniversary of Hellboy by now. But this is still quite a current comic, and as you can see, it features the story The Coffin Man, a new story by Mike Mignola, Fabio Moon, who I believe is a Brazilian artist, part of a brother team, and Dave Stewart, also the Ghoul, Mike Mignola and Dave Stewart, and Another Day at the Office by Mignola, Cam Stewart, and Michelle Madsen, plus BPRD Color Comics Fun by R. Sikyorak, who is kind of an indie parody artist who's done a lot of very funny stuff. So you can see the really nice cover there. And this is a free comic on Comixology, so you're free to go and get it. And you can join or you can log into Comixology if you just have an Amazon account. And by the way, of course, I'm not sponsored by them in any way, so I'm not advocating anything that is a paid sponsorship. The Coffin Man.
I'm telling you guys, most beautiful woman I ever saw. Kind of woman could really make you do just about anything.
Really?
Oh yeah. And when I woke up, married, and the wedding ring could talk.
You swore an oath. Senor, we have all been there. Bound to you for all time. Another bottle for my friend. Help! My uncle! Poor girl's had a bad dream. Maria, you know we buried your uncle yesterday. I know. The Coffin Man has him. The look on their faces.
The who?
Don't, senor. There's nothing to be done. Please.
Lead the way, kid.
Come back. He's Brujo.
Brujo?
A witch. Your uncle? No, the Coffin Man. Sometimes he comes to steal the bodies. I love my uncle very much and didn't want the Coffin Man to get him, so I came to watch the grave. Mama and Papa said I shouldn't.
Kid.
They think I'm sleeping.
Hang on, kid. What the hell?
He does that. He breaks the crosses. He's very, very bad. He already had my uncle when I got here. You see the broken crosses and the freshly dug up grave. And the next panel, you see the Coffin Man, I guess, in the background. But see, there he is.
Okay. You be a good girl. You run home now. I'll handle this.
You promise?
Promise.
Okay, and the Coffin Man has the corpse of her uncle in this donkey-pulled little cart filled with, looks like daisies or flowers of some sort, and he's drawing some sort of arcane witchery symbol on, or occult symbol, I should say, on the man's chest.
Hey, jerk!
Huh?
Whoa!
Fool, leave me to my work. Tend to the living. Okay, the Coffin Man is actually a buzzard, so maybe that's what he does with the bodies. And this donkey is rising up on two legs.
The dead belong to me. Oh yeah? Guess we'll see about that. Jeez.
Okay, the donkey's up. The corpse is up and running off in the background, which is rather funny.
Sit down, donkey. Whomp. Ack.
Hurt him, Gurgo, but try not to kill him. There's something interesting about this one.
Ah. Son of a... Ah, well.
Okay, Hellboy's going racing towards this donkey, which seems incredibly strong. And... Senor, my uncle.
Sorry, kid. He got away.
This is her parents, and this is a really funny drawing. So the donkey kicked Hellboy's ass and then just chucked him in a cactus, which actually doesn't hurt him, of course. And there is her uncle, just sitting on the ledge, contemplating life and death and the afterlife and whatever's going to come next, I suppose. Still has the occult symbol on his chest. I don't know if that brought him back to life or not. And that was by Fabio Moon in 2014, or at least the art was, and the story was by Mike Mignola. Great story. I like it. Very, very succinct and surprising and whimsical and charming and funny. And this looks like Arc Sikyorak, and this is a nice change of pace from what anyone would expect. So I'll read a couple of these. Let's read the Hellboy Color Comics Fun. Hellboy, we've got big plans for you. I ain't interested. Hellboy looking like Popeye, of course. You have a special destiny.
That's what you think.
You know it's true, and it's already happening.
Again? Son of a... Oof, gurk, grunt, snap. I am what I not. I am not what I am.
Yeah. Funny, and that's a Popeye joke there. Kreegraph, you've smeared your excrement all over the floor. I don't understand it. With all your enhanced capabilities, you still don't know how to use a Badazimer. I certainly do know how, but I prefer more self-expression. That's what he's thinking to himself. Okay, that was funny too. And this looks like it's in the style of, is it Dilbert? Yes, I believe so. I want to reassure you that the Zinco Corporation is in good hands. I'll be taking a brief sabbatical to team up with Grigory Rasputin and several Nazis to remake the world. But as soon as we're done, I'll finish work on our annual report to the shareholders. Rod Zinco, okay. Is that Stalin? I'm not sure. This looks like Nancy. Hellboy says I'm okay. Okay. Did she get clocked on the head with a horseshoe, perhaps? The Baba Yaga? Baba, I'll be at your side for all time. Well, at least until my soul is tossed into hell. This is done in the style of Ziggy. Igor B. Some days it doesn't pay to get out of bed, or to slither off of your pile of dirt. Alrighty then. These are actually really clever and charming. And there are more. As we can see, very Peanuts-ish in Paranormals. Let's see. Kate Corrigan and the Occultism for Kids. Kate Corrigan is trapped in the pit with Grom Hecate and Astaroth. In this situation, what object would be most useful to her? Answer A is a pin. So she could interview them for her next book. All right. Help Roger find the 4 differences below. And the 4 differences, quite simply, they turned into lizard men. So, how are you feeling today, Liz? Sigh, still anxious. I'm still trying to find my place in the world. I feel trapped at the bureau, but I don't trust myself outside either. I can't seem to control my powers. It's all so precarious. Okay, this is Liz from Hellboy, of course. Liz, I know it's hard, but I need you too. Together we can make it. Thanks, Abe. It helps to hear that you've got faith in me. Say, what's that? Huh? Ah! Stupid frog. Okay, so Liz, of course, is a pyromaniac or a pyro-powered, and that's Abe Sapien, and she just torched them both. They're fine. They're just smoking a little. Well drawn. And now for a very different tone. Back to the serious stuff. The Ghoul, or Reflections on Death and Poetry of Worms. Okay, I believe this is by Dave Stewart. Alas, poor ghost, pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to that I shall unfold. Speak, I am bound to hear. So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear what? I am my father. Oops. Hate when I do that. Sorry. I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast and fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I could unfold a tale. Speaking from the television. Knock, knock, knock. I guess I could go. Yes? Miss Stokes, I'm Pauline Raskin from BPRD. My office called yesterday. Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense, ma'am. Oh, yes. Come in, dear. Ma'am, is your husband at home? I'm afraid Edward's working late this evening. If you'd like to come back another time. It's all right, Miss Stokes. I came to see you. I'd like you to look at some photos taken by a security camera in Fox Hill Cemetery last Tuesday night. Do you recognize the man in that photograph? Yes. That's Edward. But I don't understand. I cannot imagine what he's doing. Is it a picnic? Something like that. Ma'am, are you sure your husband is working tonight? Men shiver when thou art named. Nature appalled shakes off her wonted firmness. Ah, how dark thy long extended realms and rueful waste, where naught but silence reigns in night, dark night, Hammersmith Cemetery. Of names once famed, now dubious or forgot, and buried midst the wreck of things that were, there lie interred the more illustrious dead. Very pretty, Mr. Stokes. Doors creak. Now are you gonna come along quiet? Or do I have to beat the crap out of you? And windows clap. Thud. Oh. A picnic. Maybe a cannibal. Serrated edge knives, scissors, forks, bone saws. I won't make a joke about Saudi Arabians at this point. Where are you going, Ed? We know what you've been doing. We know what you was last year in Liverpool, and before that Bradford, and before that Sheffield. Ah! And night's foul bird rooked in the spire screams loud,
Munich in 59, Prague in 36. Just how old are you, Ed? 100? 200? You look pretty damn good for your age. Must be your diet. The grave dead king. You sick piece of crap. The grave. You're worse than a cannibal, and that's saying something. There, lonesome, listen to the sacred sounds which, as they lengthen through the Gothic vaults, in hollow murmurs reach my ravished ear. Divine Melpomene, sweet pity's nurse, queen of the stately step and flowing pall. Now let Monomania mourn with streaming eyes incestuous and polluted love. Now let soft Juliet in the gaping tomb print the last kiss on her Romeo's true lips. On her true Romeo's lips. Mess that one up. Quit that! Boom. Pass and repass, hushed as the foot of a night again the screech owl shrieks. Boom. Ungracious sound I'll hear no more. Boom. It makes one's blood run chill. You're gonna have to start fighting back, Ed. I've never yet brought one of you guys in alive. Roars not the rushing wind. The sons of the men and every beast in the mute oblivion lie. All nature's hushed, silence and in sleep. No being wakes but me. Boom. Okay, he just ripped off his shirt, fell backwards into this tomb, crashing through the head. Till stealing sleep, my drooping temples bathe in opiate dews. My senses lead through flowery paths of joy. Now tame and humble like a child that's whipped shakes hands with dust. Hamlet. Where's Polonius? At supper. At supper where? At supper in a graveyard. Was he alive in the time of Hamlet then? Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are e'en at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures, else to fat us. And we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is your variable service. 2 dishes, but to 1 table. That's the end. Alas, alas. A man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed of that worm. What does that mean? Nothing. He's holding the fish. But to show you how a king may go through a progress through the guts of a beggar. Where is Polonius? In heaven, send thither to see. If your messenger find him not here, seek him in the other place yourself. The afterlife. Lots of foreshadowing of death and Hamlet's murder on television. There it is. The heartfelt rantings of the Ghoul are taken from 2 poems, The Pleasures of Melancholy, Thomas Wharton the Younger, 1728 to 1790, and The Grave by Robert Blair, 1699 to 1746. The television program is apparently a puppet theater production of William Shakespeare's Hamlet. The end. Rest in peace. Wow, very good. Fascinating. And here we are. This, I believe, is by Cam Stewart, not Dave Stewart. I don't believe there's any relation, but I'm not sure. Very different art styles. Okay, so this is Belgrade, Moldavia. Or Moldavia, not Moldavia. Another day at the office. Moldavia, I believe, would be fictional because Moldavia is a real place. And Russia tends to treat it with the same indelicate hand as they treat Ukraine. Agent Turner. Rachel Turner. London office. Glad you could make it. So this is Abe Sapien. It's in here. You're sure it's a zombie? You tell me, pal. Told ya. Apparently a bunch of them wandered into town yesterday. But the locals took care of them. By the time he got here, there was just one left. He was hiding in a bush. Johann. This man died a natural death. His spirit is passed over. But there is something. Just a trace of another personality not far from here. Robert Huntley. Who? Huntley. No. Kyria! Question. And it blew off his head. Right out the windows. Blew out the windows as well. I guess a scream. 48 minutes later, Count Yegor Kyria, bloodthirsty tyrant, national hero, the usual stuff. He built this monastery in 1448. Bloodthirsty tyrant, still national hero. Like Stalin, Lenin, Napoleon, Ceausescu. We could go on. And he was buried here after his assassination. There's also a legend about this place, and a hidden treasure, of course. Hey, look. Zombies. This must be the place. You guys go ahead. Blam, 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 blam. The chapel. This is the problem with all zombie stories, especially The Walking Dead. They're just shooting him through the head. He just walks and just shoves one. You know, you can basically kill them with anything. Forks, spoons. You know, so they really present only a visual element and not really a terrible threat. Gunfire continues, question mark, and there is someone digging at the base of this altar. What do you think? Perhaps Huntley was looking for. Ha 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 ha. Do not seek me in the earth. I am risen from the grave to set my house in order. Robert Huntley? He's possessed by the spirit of Yegor Kyria, and he's wearing Kyria's skeleton as a necklace. Oh, that's disturbing. Constantinople has fallen. Send word to the emperor. The Turk demands tribute of me. Ha ha ha. Where is my sword? Where is my army? Blam. I'll swell these rivers with foreign blood. Poof. All right.
shot him with a dart. We done? Thud. Well, that wasn't too bad. We're going to need a truck. Seems Robert Huntley has a psychic gift, but he was unaware of until he disturbed the Kyria's remains. Then Kyria, the dominant personality, made use of that gift to reanimate the recently dead. Bloodthirsty tyrant, 2 bones on a rope. It was a bad day for Yegor Kyria. Similar twist to the previous story, which was taken somewhat from Hamlet and 2 poems, in which essentially they were saying a worm that feeds on a man could end up being a worm that feeds a fish. A worm that feeds on a king could end up being the same worm that baits a hook and feeds a fish, and then a peasant could be eating the same fish that devoured the worm that devoured the king. And this, in case, is a bloodthirsty tyrant reduced to a rope on bones. Or bones on a rope, I should say. Like soap on a rope. And the great story. And that is the end. Hellboy 20 years. Those were actually very entertaining stories. I quite liked them. I hope you did as well. I'm not going to drag this out with any kind of analysis whatsoever, but that was it. That's Hellboy 20th anniversary special. And Hellboy, as I said, that was in 2013 when they did this cover. Maybe it was released in 2014, but it suggests that Hellboy is probably at his 25th anniversary at least, so feel free to catch up on Hellboy because still doing a lot of great work. And that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. This is Satanico once again for God Loves Comics. And please, by all means, like, comment, and subscribe. And tell your friends to subscribe. And tell your grandmother to subscribe. And that's it for now. Goodbye.